Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. How are you? How are you, ma'am?
Hello, children. A very good morning to all
Good
of you.
afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, good
Morning, ma'am.
afternoon. It's going to be good afternoon. Yes, it's good afternoon. Okay, so can we start the session?
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, good morning. Good morning.
How are you, ma'am?
Yes, I'm fine, children. How are you?
Morning, ma'am.
Yes, good morning. So can we start the session? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Are you all ready with your English grammar workbook?
Yes.
All of you? Yes? All of you ready? Yes.
Ma'am.
Yes. So now we are going to start our session. Okay.
Ma'am, page number.
Page number, you already know it. Yes. No, we are moving on to the collective noun. Before we move on to the collective noun, just we will revise what we have already studied. Okay.
Ma'am. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, children. 1 minute, please. I'll come to you. All of you, please do get ready with your English grammar workbook.
Ma'am. Ma'am, page number. Page number.
Page number.
5. Ma'am, 5. Page number 5. Ma'am, is
Yes, wait. Yes, page number 5, my dear.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, can
Are all of you ready to your English grammar workbook? So we have completed with
ma'am.
types of,
Yes, ma'am.
so we have completed with 2 different types of nouns.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Yes.
Good afternoon, children. So we are moving on to it. Okay. So very good morning to all of you children. So in today's session, we are going to learn about collective noun. Okay. So we have already learned a few examples related to collective noun. Haven't we studied, children? Yes. Have we studied a few examples related to collective noun? Yes or no? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
In today's session, we are going to learn collective noun in detail. Okay, so let's move on to the topic. So are you all ready? Yes?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So all of you, please have a look at it. Yes, are you all ready?
Yes.
Yes, others, please do mute your audios.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, good afternoon. Yes. So please have a look at it. So it's collective noun. Okay. So collective noun. So we have already learned about collective noun and we have seen few examples related to the topic. So let's move on to the topic now. Are you all ready? So what is a noun? What is a noun? A noun is nothing but It is a word that names a person, place, animal, or a thing. All of you, please have a look at it. We are just having a recapping session. Okay, we have already started with collective noun. I've given you a few examples related to the topic. So let's continue with the same topic, that is collective noun, worksheet 3. Okay, so all of you keep your book in front of you. Please keep your pencils down and please listen very carefully. Okay, so I don't want anyone to write anything. All the writing work, you can do it at home. Okay, so please do listen very, very carefully. So all of you, please have a look at this. So we know what is a noun is. A noun is nothing but it is a word that tells us, that names a person, place, animal, or a thing. Is that clear to all of you? Okay, clear? A noun is a word that names a person, place, animal, or a thing. Okay, so that is clear. Then we have learned about the common noun and the proper noun. Haven't we learned common noun and the proper noun? So common noun is nothing but it is a common name given to persons, places, animals, and things of the same kind. Is that clear? So of the same kind is called a common noun. So example for it is girl, boy, school, book. All these are the examples. Okay. Then we learned about the proper noun. Proper noun, we said it is a special or a particular name, or we can say like this way, a special name given to a particular person, place, animal, or a thing. It is called a proper noun. So a boy, what's the special name we can give? Anything we can give. What is that? Ryan is a special name given to a boy. Okay, then person, place, any place, Mumbai, Delhi, or whatever it is. Then a dog, Fluffy or Blackie or whatever we can name it as anyway. Then comes the book. We can name a book or a newspaper or a car, that is Mercedes-Benz or whatever it is. So all these are the proper nouns. So the special name given to a particular person, place, animal, or thing, it is called a proper noun. So we have discussed about the two different kinds of nouns. Now let's move on to the third kind of noun. That is very important. That is what we are discussing in this session. So be very keen in understanding. So I've showed you the group. So collective means is nothing but a group or a collection of what? Of people, animals, and things. Animals are not shown here. So animals and things. It's a group of animals, is a group of things, and a group of people. That's what one circle is shown to you. So collective means collection or a group of people, animals, or things. Okay, is that clear? That considered as one whole, I said. So what do you mean by one whole? So the group, it is considered as one unit or one whole. Clear to all of you? All of you look at it. Okay, in the last session, I explained all this to you. Now, by looking at the slide, you should get a clear picture. Clear? I don't want anyone to write. Those who are scribbling on the slide, your name is visible here. Okay, please don't me to call your name. Children, please don't touch the screen, children. While you're sitting, you sit properly. Okay, don't touch the screen. As you sit, the name is visible here. So I know who is touching the screen. Okay, so that's the reason I told you. Please don't touch the screen. You sit away from the screen. Don't sit very closer to it. Okay, otherwise, yes. Now, so I've told you, all of you please do listen once more. Collective noun is nothing but it is a group or a collection of what? Of people, animals, and things. We have seen a group of animals, herd of elephants. Okay. Then we saw about the flock of sheep. All these are group of animals. Then we saw about the group of things. That is what? Bunch of keys, bouquet of flowers. People is class of students, team of players. All these are the group. So collective noun names a group of people, animals, or things. So this group, it is considered as one unit. You can see the group here. Okay, this group, it is considered as one unit and or we can call it as one whole. So is it very clear to each and every one of you? Clear? By looking at the slide, you got it? So this group, it is considered as one whole, or it is considered as one unit. That's why we tell collective noun, one group, it is considered as one whole or one unit. So collective nouns are always singular. Didn't I explain this in the last session? Okay, now let's move on to the next one. So I hope it's clear. Okay, so all of you look at this picture. Okay, so we have seen these examples in the last session. We know it is here, it is a group. All of you are sitting there in the class. So it is class of students. Group of fish. What do we call a group of fish? Okay, all these are group. So what do we call? It is a shoal of fish. Okay, so all these are galaxy, bunch, and you can see a swarm of bees here. Okay, so it is bunch of keys, swarm of bees, and galaxy of stars. Okay, so all these are together. So we call them as group or a collection. All these are collective now. Got it? Okay. All of you look at the picture. That's why I've told you to look at the picture. Don't do anything. Let's have a clear picture of what is a collective noun is. So all these we have already seen. So one means it is a common noun. Okay, so it is a sheep. So when it comes to a group, we have to use the collective noun. A group of what? A group of sheep. We don't say group of sheep, a group of dogs. We don't say like that. So for a group, we use a collective noun. So we use a specific collective noun for common nouns. For each common noun, we have a specific collective noun. So what is a collective noun we use for a group of sheep? We say it is a flock of sheep. Clear? So flock is a collective noun used to refer to the group of sheep, a flock of sheep. All of you, please do learn it well. Clear? Okay. Then, next, what did we learn? What do we call for a group of fish? What do we say for a group of fish? Sorry, yes. What do we say for a group of fish? I'm going to, let me see. Yes, I'm not getting an answer.
Colored.
What do we say for a group of fish? Yes, what do we say for a group of fish? Have we learned this? What do we say for a group of fish? The collective noun used for a group of fish, it is shoal of fish. What do we say, children? What do we say? It is shoal of fish. All of you, please do learn the beginning, the first one. What did we learn? What do we call for a group of sheep? All these collective noun must be learned by heart. Okay, so I wanted all of you to open your mouth and repeat after me. Only then you will learn. Okay, please keep your pencils and workbook aside. And yes, so what do we call a flock of, a group of sheep? The collective noun used for a group of sheep, it is flock of sheep. So this is a flock is a collective noun, children. Flock is a collective noun. So these, for a sheep, we have a specific collective noun, that is flock. Okay, so that should be learned by heart. There's no other collective noun for sheep. It is only we have to use flock. Flock is the correct answer. Have you understood? So there is a specific collective noun for each common noun. Have you understood? So what is collective noun used for a group of sheep? It is flock of sheep. So all of you, please.
A flock of sheep.
A flock of sheep. All of you say it again.
A flock of sheep.
Yes, a flock of sheep. Okay, so I hope it's understood. Now let's move on to the next one. Next one, we saw a group of fish. What do we say? A group of fish? A shoal of fish. What do we say, children? A shoal of fish. All of you open your mouth and say, it is shoal of fish. Clear? Clear to all of you? We are moving slowly only. We will learn and we'll move on to the next one. So what do we call a group? I want everyone to open your mouth. Yes, very good. Shoal of fish. Now let's move on to the next one. Okay, so are you all ready? Yes, let's move on to the next picture. So you can see a group of elephants. What do we say? A group of elephants. We call them as herd of elephants. What do we say, children? It is herd of elephants. Okay, so we can see a group of elephants here. Okay, so group of elephants, we know it is considered as one unit or single unit. It is considered as one whole. So the collective noun used for a group of elephants are herd of elephants. Clear? Herd, H-E-R-D. It is herd of elephants. Clear? Learned it? What is a group of elephants called? What do we call for a group of elephants? What's a collective noun used for a group of elephants, children?
Herd of elephants.
Herd of elephants. Now let's move on to the next one.
Herd of elephants.
Now let's move on to the next one. What do we call a group of people? Yes, the group of people, the collective noun used it is crowd of people. What do we say?
Crowd of people.
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 Yes. Now let's move on to the next one. What do we say? A group of players. What is a collective noun used for a group of players?
Team.
What do we say? A group of players. A collective noun used for a group of players. It is team of players. What do we say, children?
Team of
Players. Okay. It is team of players. Got it? Yes, team of players. Okay. So all these collective noun must be learnt by heart. Now let's move on to the next one. So it is, you can see here, a group of students sitting in a class. So the collective noun used for a group of students, the collective noun that refer to group of students are a class of students. What do we say, children? A class of students. Is that clear? A class of students. Clear? A class of students. Now let's move on to the next one. That is, I've showed you. This is, what do we say for this? You can see a string, you can see the bunch of grapes here. So what do we call this as? What is a collective noun used for a group of grapes? Okay, a bunch of grapes. Have you seen this when you purchase grapes? Okay, so this is called as bunch. Okay, I wanted to show you this picture. A bunch of grapes. Okay, so have you seen the picture? Okay, so this is called the bunch of grapes. Okay, is it not interesting? Yes. Now we have already seen, I've told you that the collective noun flock, it is used for birds and also for sheep. Have you understood? In the first picture we showed that, I showed you that in the first picture, haven't we seen it? For a group of sheep, what do we say? A flock of sheep. Even for birds, what do we use? Even for the birds, what do we use? We say it is flock of birds. All of you, please do learn it. So for sheep as well as for birds, we use the same collective noun, that is a flock of birds and flock of sheep. Clear? Clear to all? Are you learning? Yes. So we have learnt about 5 to 6 collective noun now. Though we can say it is a flock of sheep, or we can use it also for a flock of birds. Then we learned about the fish. What is a group of fish called? A shoal of fish. What is a group of elephants called? It is herd of elephants. Then we went for a group of people are called as the collective noun that refer to a group of people. It is crowd. Group of players. We know that when we play a game, it is impossible for us to play a game with 1 or 2 people. We need a team. No, children, haven't we need a team to play a game? Okay, so we call it as the collective noun used for a group of players are a team of players. Okay, then we saw a bunch of grapes. So these I show when the birds fly in group, we call it as a flock of birds. Okay, so you got a correct idea of the collective noun? Okay, all of you? Yes. Now, have you seen this? Who is drawing there? Children, I told you, I kindly requested you to keep away from your system. Sit away from the system. Please don't touch it. Okay. Please don't sit very close by. Okay. So have you seen this? Don't you have keys at home? Okay. So all the keys are kept in a bunch. You put what is that keychain for it? Okay. So if it is all scattered, we don't know where we will misplace it somewhere. So what do? We usually put it in a keychain, and this is what we'll have number of keys together. So this is called as bunch of keys. Similarly, like the bunch of grapes, we have bunch of, have you seen bunch of grapes? Yes. Yes, my dear. Yes. So it is bunch of keys. Have you seen this? Yes. Clear? Clear to all? Yes. Yes. Now let's move on to the next picture. Have you seen these? What is this? Is called a bouquet of flowers. If the flowers are one or two, if it is one, we call it as a flower. If it is two, we call it as flowers. Okay, the plural form of flower is flowers. But when it comes to a bunch or has one whole, we call it as bouquet of flowers. The name is changed. We can't say flowers or flowers. Okay, the name changes when the flowers in a group. We say a bouquet. I need a bouquet of flowers. So so you'll get all the flowers together tied up. Okay, so these are considered as one whole. Clear? This is what collective noun means. Everything is like this. Everything is tied up in one whole. So we call them as, okay, so all collective nouns are considered as one single unit or one whole. Clear? Okay. So now let's move on to the next. Now, so I've already told you all collective nouns, as it is one whole, it is considered as singular. Singular means what? One. You can take, for example, this. So this is one bouquet. It is not number of bouquets. No, it is only one. So it is considered as one. Okay. So it is a single unit. So all collective nouns are singular. Clear to all of you? Clear? Is it clear? Yes or no? Yes. Have all of you understood? Why do we say that all collective nouns are singular?
Yes.
As it is one single unit. Okay. Now from the bouquet of flowers, from the example, it is very clear. What do? All the flowers together, we tie up. So the collective noun, no more we can say it is flowers. Now we have to call them as bouquet of flowers. So when it comes to bouquet of flowers, it is bouquet, not bouquet. It is bouquet of flowers. So it is considered as one single unit. It is one. So all collective nouns are considered singular. That is the reason I told you. Even though they are many in number, it is considered as one because they are tied up in one group. Is that clear? By looking at this example, the answer is very clear to all of you. To all of you, look at this bouquet of flowers. So you'll get the concept very clear to all of you. So there are many flowers. When you want a bouquet, they will take all the flowers together and they will tie up and they'll give you. So now it is a collective noun. It is considered as one, even though there are many flowers are there. Have you understood? That is the collective noun. Okay. So I hope it is clear to all of you.
Can't see the board.
Can't see the board? Why? All of you, please have a look at it. Yes. Yes. You can't see the board now? Can you see the board, all of you? Yes. Now let's move on to the next one. Now, all of you, please, children, I told you don't touch the board. Azahava. I told you, when you touch the board, your name is visible here. Why is that you're touching the board, my dear children? Yes. Now we are moving on to, we have learned all these collective noun in today's session. First, let us learn. Then we will move on to, I don't want anyone to write anything into your notebook or in your workbook. First, let us identify what is a collective noun is. What is a collective noun? I told you a collective noun is nothing but it's a group of people, animals, or things. And it is considered, each group is considered as one whole or one single unit. So collective nouns are singular. Okay, that I told you. That is one point you have to remember. Now, I told you for each common noun, we have a specific collective noun. So then what I tell you? So all the collective noun must be memorized. That's the second point about the collective noun. Have you understood? So for each noun, see here, for players, it is the collective noun is different. For people, the collective noun is different. That is crowd. For soldiers, it is troop. For students, it is class. And for cows and elephants, we use the collective noun as herd. So likewise, it differs from each, from each one. Okay, so it differs. So we have to learn the collective noun by heart. Okay, so now let's learn. Then we'll move on to the so what do we call a group of players, children? What do we call? What do we call a group of players? Come on, let's learn.
Team.
Team.
Team of
Yes.
players.
Team of players. Once you say it, excuse me, if you say it once, yes.
Team of players.
Yes, if you say it once, if you say it once, please see that you, yes, we will say. It is team of players. Team. Now, yes. So it is. One minute. Okay. So it is team of players. Okay. Then we'll move on to the people. What do we call a group of people? We say it is a crowd of people. All of you, please do repeat it. Crowd of people. Yes. Crowd of people. Please do repeat after me. What do we say for a group of people? Crowd of people. Crowd of people. Yes, okay. Then what do we say? A group of soldiers, children. What is a collective noun used to refer to a group of soldiers? Group of soldiers. A troop of soldiers. What do we say, children? A troop of soldiers. A troop of soldiers. Okay. A troop of soldiers. Clear to all of you? Okay. Then for a group of students, the collective noun used for a group of students are a class of students. Sabika, please do listen. Okay, a class of students. Clear? Clear? Okay. Now, for cows as well as for elephants, we use the same collective noun, that is herd. Okay, herd of cows, and we can also use the collective noun herd of elephants. So I'll be sending this to you in the WhatsApp group. Children has notes so that you can copy it down. Not now, I'll be sending it. So now let us learn it well. Okay. Then comes the collective noun for a group of fish. It is a shoal of fish. Clear? A shoal of fish. And the collective noun used for a group of birds as well as for sheep, we use the same collective noun, that is a flock of birds and flock of sheep. Clear to all of you? Clear? Now I told you group of things. I told you a collective noun is a group of people, group of animals, and group of things. Haven't I told you? Okay. So, and it is considered, and each group is considered as one whole or single unit. So I showed you this picture. So we use for grapes as well as for keys. The same collective noun is used, that is bunch of keys and bunch of grapes. And for flowers, we use bouquet of flowers. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 collective nouns must be learnt by heart. Only the 9, nothing much. Okay, so these 9 collective nouns, we should learn it thoroughly. Clear, children? Got it? Yes? Yes, we have to learn all the collective nouns, which I've showed you. These 9 collective nouns, we have to learn it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, one more point I wanted to tell you is, all of you see the way it is written, how it is written. We can't write collective noun as we wish. We have to write a format is given for it. First, you can see a letter A. Why the letter A is written in the beginning? Because the word before that, the collective noun, all starts with a consonant letter. So we use A, we can use either A or an according to the collective noun used here. If it starts with a vowel, we can use am there. Okay, then you can see the word of followed by of, and then you can see the noun. So this is the way we write collective noun. I will show you how to write it. So usually, how do we write it, children? Please don't open your book. All of you look at the slide. So collective noun, how do we write it? We write a or an usually comes before the collective noun. Clear? Before the collective noun, we have to start the collective noun with a vowel, or we can also, or with an article, we can say, with a article, not a, if it starts with a vowel letter, so we have to use an. If it starts with a consonant letter, then we have to use a. So it starts with an article, that is a or an usually comes before the collective noun. Okay, that is how we write it. Followed by, after the collective noun, it is followed by the word of and a noun. And a noun means you can see it. What is it written? Okay. So it is followed by a noun. So it starts with an article, followed by the collective noun, and it is followed by of and then the noun. So this is how we write. And this noun should relate to the collective noun here. Okay, so a team of players. So this is how we write the collective noun. A team of players, a crowd of people. We can use either any of the article, that is a, an, or the, according to the collective noun used. Okay, children. So usually if the T, it is a consonant, so we have to use the article a before it. Okay, so a team of players, a crowd of people, a group of soldiers, a class of students. Okay, so this is the way we write the collective noun. Clear to all of you? Clear? Clear? So all of you, please have a look at it. A or an usually comes before the collective noun, followed by the word of and a noun telling who or what belongs in that group. Okay, so the noun should relate to the collective noun. Okay. Now, here in the first exercise, children, so we know what is a collective noun is. So the first exercise is we are going to identify the collective noun in the sentence. Now, all of you, please do take your workbook. That is page 5. Now, here in this exercise, we have to identify the collective noun. Are you all ready? Please, all of you take your workbook. Yes. Now, Nivya, come on, read the first question.
The
crowd
was very big.
Big. Okay. Now identify the collective noun in that sentence.
Crowd.
Crowd. Very good. So crowd. Now we know which is a collective noun is. That's why I've taught you what is a collective noun is. We know few collective nouns now in our mind. So it is very easy for us to identify the collective noun. Crowd. Very good, Nivya. Okay. Now let's move on to the next person. Nakshatra. Come on, Nakshatra. Read the next question. So we have to underline the collective noun here. Okay. So please do it. Heart
of elephant is
passing.
passing.
A herd of elephants is passing. So
Passing.
Which is the elephants? Elephants are what noun? Which are the collective noun here? We have herd. Yes, very good. Herd is a collective noun here. We were asked to identify the collective noun, not the nouns or any other words. Okay, so heard is a collective noun there. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Let me see. Jeroen, come on, Jeroen. Come on, do the third question.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, do it. A team.
A team.
Mm.
A team.
Won, W-O-N is one. Won the match. A team won the match. So which is the collective noun there?
One.
One, how come? Just now we learned it, some collective noun. So from that, which is a collective noun there? For team, for a dash of players, what do we use? Which collective noun do we use for a group of players? Jeroen. Jeroen, where are you? Come on, tell me the answer. Which is a collective noun for? Huh? Yes, with this, we'll wind up today's session. Okay, Amaya, come on. It's time up. We are on. Yes. Come on, Amaya, unmute it, please.
Match.
Not match. That's wrong. Yes, Afania, come on. Okay, Amaya, it's okay. Which is the collective noun there? Now identify the collective noun.
Team.
Team, very good. It is team of players. So team is the collective noun there. Okay, so we have learned. So children, I hope you have understood what is collective noun is. Okay, please go through your book. The notes will be sent to you. Okay, bye-bye, children. Thank you all. Bye. Okay, bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Go through your book.
Thank you, ma'am.